Sorry, toe.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
Hi guys, this is Luis and Arena.
Yes, please find our Instagram handles in the description and follow us. Today we're going to be watching the scariest ride ever created and giving our honest reaction. King Dakar, which no longer exists.
Why is everyone spiraling over
got rid of it
YouTube
because too
banning
many
ad blockers?
people
Like,
were...
chill guys, just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that's actually made by one of the founders of Honey, and it basically blocks ads for you. Like, imagine watching YouTube and Twitch completely uninterrupted. And it actually gets cooler because if you do end up seeing ads, Pi legit pays you to see it. I didn't even know these were ads in the first place, but I made money.
The scariest ride ever created. Warning, the following video contains footage that includes strobing and material that may be sensitive to certain viewers.
What is strobing?
Strobe light.
It's Halloween season. And of course, theme parks around the world are hosting haunt events that can get pretty intense. Year-round mazes have occasionally existed to varying degrees of success, but in general, haunt events typically do well specifically because they are seasonal. I just don't think that this appetite for this level of scariness can outlast the Halloween season.
Movie?
And so when you do have permanent attractions and especially horror-themed rides, they're typically pretty limited in their scale or are otherwise on the tamer side.
Six Flags, Fright Fest.
Europa Park's Castello di Medici, or Efteling's now defunct Spook Slot Show, are good examples of sizable attractions on the darker side, but they're not particularly scary, embracing more gothic fantasy instead.
Well, they make it so hard to get there, too.
The most famous example of this ride is, of course, Disney's Haunted Mansion. But again, it's more fantastical than
but you need to pay for
even if it's front
parking,
half,
and what is it like?
It's like $50 to park at the
Permanent attractions with a strong factor of terror are erected, though. They're usually either small and self-contained, like your typical pretzel-style ghost train, or are otherwise met with
I thought it's
going to
be like roller coasters, but it's like...
The exception to this might be the Hollywood Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios, and its many other variations
No, this. I thought it's going to be like...
The obvious design language indicating that it's a drop tower keeps away guests who are less tolerant of thrills, including those that could be considered thematically scary.
Like haunting houses?
In the reverse,
park guests who are not
obviously shown that an attraction might be intense
now they're showing
content
a dinosaur
are more likely to react negatively, even if the attraction has many warning signs.
I know.
Animal Kingdom's Dinosaurs is a really good example.
Oh my god,
both of them toned down from its original iteration that was known as Countdown to Extinction after many guest complaints. Unfortunately, despite being an excellent ride, the complaints never really stopped, and now the attraction is on its way out, being replaced with Indiana Jones.
It's not scary at all.
The most infamous example of such an attraction though, was Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter at the Magic Kingdom, an attraction that was conceptualized around locking guests in a room with a xenomorph, the star terror of the Alien franchise. While there's an interesting history of how it was toned down and turned away from the IP before it opened, it was still very intense, as my 9-year-old self can attest, walking out of there in a cold sweat.
This guy has no...
You could feel the creature running behind you, and warm water was splattered on your face as audio indicated the person next to you was being consumed in the dark.
When I was 9 years old.
In retrospect, it was insane to put this in the Magic Kingdom of all places.
But
and it looks like it's some
as the scariest theme park attraction ever created.
That's what I was about to say.
Even so, it appears that Universal is attempting to steal that title with how they've been emphasizing the intensity of Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, and the soon-to-be-open Epic Universe. We'll see if it's truly as scary as they claim,
but
currently,
now they're gonna get to
nothing
the
has ever really lived up to the reputation
this
of
video
Alien
should be
Encounter.
called How to Fall Asleep.
Or at least, not that I had heard, until a channel viewer under the name of Broken Finger Paradise suggested covering an intense attraction that operated briefly in the UK.
That's pretty scary.
A ride deemed to be so intense and scary that children under 12 were not even allowed to enter the building.
Okay. I'm terrified.
They're gonna show it now?
That's him after the ride.
Throwing up.
You thought it was over. You thought wrong. Hob Pit. It's like a barbecue restaurant. Let's order barbecue. Poseidon Entertainment proudly presents.
Something strange.
I'm a bit confused about the video. There's no structure. I thought it's gonna be like, 20 scariest.
Build your bed from the ground up, starting with a convenient adjustable base and the most comfortable mattress for you. From our high-quality Ashley sleep mattresses to our...
How long is this video?
12 minutes and 20 minutes. I feel like we can't bail out now.
Alright.
Pleasurewood Hills is a small UK amusement park that opened in 1983 and is located near the coastal town of Lowestoft.
Who gives a
It's a pretty typical park with a collection of fun-looking but otherwise
This is the scariest ride
rides.
ever.
And the park ownership has changed many times since it's
I am
opened.
so scared of
So how did a park
roller
like this become
coasters.
home to what was reportedly one of the
we
world's
should review
scariest
our
rides?
Six Flags.
Oh yeah, we can do
vlog.
it next.
On opening, the park contained a dark ride known as the Wonderful World of
We
Storybooks,
have a really cool
which
vlog
took
from
you through a
Six
series
Flags
of
Great
scenes that
Adventure
mostly
in
depicted
Jackson,
famous
New
fairy
Jersey.
tales.
Yeah, when Louis
It
saw
looked
took
like
a
an
ride.
interesting little ride, and in 1990,
King.com.
its scenes were updated and it was
King.com.
renamed to Fairy Tale
We're gonna make me
Fantasy.
go myself.
In 2011,
No
the
way I
park
would
fell
do
under
that.
new management with the Looping Group, which operates a fair number of smaller regional
She
parks throughout
flipped
Europe
out
and the
on
UK.
El Toro.
Having seen success with its
and
annual
Nitro.
Halloween event known
She
as
cried.
Pleasurewood
Yeah, I'm
Hills,
so
Literally.
pissed
which
because
included
Liz
mazes,
was like,
moving
it's not
literally
that
cried.
characters into
bad.
its water-based
It's not.
dark ride.
I went on that when I was
didn't-
a child.
The new management wanted to
I
create an
didn't open
attraction
my
that was
eyes
notably scary,
once.
something
I
that
was
would create a lot
praying.
of
I was
positive buzz
literally
for the
praying.
park.
I was praying,
In
not
2012,
pissing.
Fairy Tale Fantasy was closed, and work began on a new attraction, recycling the track layout,
I was
but
so
now
mad.
embracing a story of a haunted mine.
Oh my god, this video
The park
sucks.
teased
Yeah,
this
it's
new
so bad,
attraction,
I don't know.
which was to be known as Hobbs Pit, in a pretty effective marketing campaign online, sharing the story of a
Should we keep
miner's
watching
journal
it?
from 1835, which chronicles how trapped miners were affected
So
by a
boring.
demonic presence. They turned on each other
This
with their
guy's voice is
pickaxes,
just
leading
like-
to a brutal massacre.
No, I mean, he did a good
And of the
job
few
of
miners
like
that
editing
did
and
survive,
everything, but I was
they
just,
fell down a
I'm
shaft
just a bit
which led directly
confused
down
about the
to
video
hell
itself. But
itself.
that's gonna just show.
Hobbs Pit was conceptualized as
Rides.
not just a ride, but as a scare maze experience as well, attempting to seamlessly blend both. Scare actors were found in both the walkthrough portions as well as in the ride itself, and while the odd pretzel-style track from Fairy Tale Fantasy was
Pretzels.
being reused, which would make this ride akin to a hokey ghost train, there was a genuine effort to craft the ride experience with more substantial effects.
How's your cocoa?
In conjunction with Sean Alexander, the park's magician who had a large hand in implementing illusions into the ride, the park also hired Robert Osteer to design many of the digital visual effects.
Oh my god, who cares?
Osteer had a hand in the visual effects for blockbusters such as X-Men First Class and Tron Legacy, so the park did advertise their
Great video.
collaboration in an effort to emphasize the quality of the effects and media. Opening on the 25th of May in 2013, many park guests were shocked but intrigued to learn that children under 12 could not ride, as the park had actually asked the British Board of
That's
Film
not that
Classification
uncommon.
to rate the ride as part of their marketing gimmick, resulting in a 12A rating. This actually isn't the first time this happened, as Nemesis Subterra at Alton Towers had received the same rating when it opened the year before, but Hobbs Pit also generated a lot of buzz from the rating too, especially as Pleasurewood Hills had a reputation as a family-friendly park.
So I think it's
When entering
the
the queue
video
and
not
reaching the
about.
start of the attraction, you were
It's
guided
about
into
this
the
one-
by a ride operator
It's
dressed
about
as a
this one
miner,
specific
and
ride.
moving throughout,
And he
you
has
would
a
find others who would
6-minute
guide this
intro
first
about
part of the
other
experience.
amusement parks.
It would also work to the effect of being scare actors. After
What I'm
traveling through
saying,
dark
it's not
shafts
about
with
like
projections of
extreme
rats and
ride.
spiders
It's
visible
more
on the
about
walls,
like
you
a
encountered a door
horror
with a
that's
nearby key
happening while
set
you're
into the wall.
writing it. You know.
After listening to a trapped
Yeah.
miner yell on the other
what I'm
side
saying?
calling for
Yeah.
help, a window on the
I
door
don't even think
opens
it
and he
moves.
instructs you to grab the key, leading to an air blast jump scare. Turning back, the miner is suddenly skewered through the head with a crowbar, and you encounter the fiendish Hob himself, warning you to stay out and closing the window. The door then opens
would
and
scare
riders
the shit out of
proceed,
me.
wandering further into the mine. Looking ahead and seeing projections of rats on the floor, a drop door to the left startles as it reveals the skeleton of one of the trapped miners. Proceeding a few steps further and turning to the left,
It's
a
like
door opens revealing a
Western
mining
horror.
elevator, which then simulated descending further and then opening up to reveal the station. Once here, your small group was surrounded by dim lanterns and crates as you heard rats squeaking in the darkness, and once ready, your party would board the minecart, which seated 4 people, beginning the ride portion of the experience.
4 minutes. Finally,
the
something.
opportunity of a lifetime. Get Max for $2.99 a month for 6 months.
Damn, we should get HBO Max.
I'm gonna make
on
you so
Friday.
happy.
Max, only
pay like
$2.99 a
$10
month
a
for
month.
6 months. Offer ends Monday.
Wait, is it $3 a month for 6 months, or it's $3 for 6 months? That's like 50 cents a month.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense.
Introducing the all-new Buick Enclave.
Yeah, we should do that.
Experience effortless
also buy
driving
this
that
car.
invites you to let go.
You
And
want a
technology
2025
that's in a
kind of
class of
Palm?
its own.
No.
The Enclave puts you at the center of it all. Buick.
I didn't know this
You don't want
brand.
a pink Buick Enclave?
I want
You can have a bicycle.
Jaguar. Bicycle.
As the cart dispatches from the station, you twist around crates full of terrific looking rats, and at the end of the immediate tunnel, the projection effect reveals Hob, warning you to turn back. Traveling through dark tunnels where scare actors could hide and startle you as you rode by, the cart then approaches a scene where crates knocked and moved as if people were trapped inside. Turning the corner, a projection effect made it seem as if the mineshaft was collapsing, and you quickly bang into a door on the right, entering a dark tunnel where you suddenly encounter a blinding headlight and the blaring of a train horn. Avoiding the train and turning to the left, an ethereal, foreboding voice welcomes you to Hob's Pit, where on either side of the cart, dim red lighting reveals the bodies of the miners who slaughtered each other as a flowing blood effect emanates from the bodies. In this section, a scent that was intended to emulate decay was fanned at the vehicle. Scare actors would lay among the bodies, giving riders a pretty good jump.
They said they like...
At the end, Hob briefly reappears as a projection, warning you of a fate worse than death.
Bodies, at the
turning into more dark tunnels where you can hear guttural sounds as anger escalates. You next pass a collapsing barrel gag, which startles riders as they pass by.
And then when they gonna
looking down, screaming miners emerge from the bottomless shafts below, the ones which reportedly led right to hell itself. Turning again, a moving fan blade is seen ahead, and as you watch, a miner is sucked through the shaft, getting caught violently in the fan blades, which I believe also sprayed a water effect. Almost immediately, another projection of Hob is encountered, with him shouting that you're finally his, and turning down a long tunnel. The animated mock-up appears to show the shaft lighting on fire as you're trapped at a dead end, encountering Hob as he comes at you with a drill. From the few ride-throughs that exist, most of them show almost complete darkness, but I did get the impression that there were scare actors here instead, with this final scene not having been achieved the way it was planned. Finally, crashing through a wall door, you return back to the station and exit through some more themed tunnels, which I believe may have had a scare actor.
Is it still going on, that thing?
No. So, was Hob's Pit really the scariest attraction ever made?
No.
Well, judging from what surviving video there is, it essentially seems like a short scare maze in a slow, glorified ghost train. Reading reviews from around when the ride opened, it did seem to be praised for the quality of its effects, but was generally regarded as overrated and not even that scary, with the scare actors often missing from the ride, likely due to staffing cuts. While the park did do a fair amount to market the ride through its sheer intensity, I can see why the interest faded quickly, and the ride closed only a few years later in 2016.
Why did it close?
In a family-oriented park, Hob's Pit was certainly interesting, but it's clear why it never found an audience and was replaced in 2017 by the Rootin' Tootin' Target Trail, a pretty disposable-looking shooter attraction. At the very least, this ride gives you a sense of what Hob's Pit was like because a lot of the infrastructure and theming was reused. But does Hob's Pit fall into the category as one of the scariest attractions ever created?
So why did it close?
Well, I would say that its novelty is unique, and I do very much enjoy a good, campy ghost train. It never really met the expectations of what its marketing promised, becoming a quickly forgotten dark ride at a small regional park.
Where is it?
It was certainly no alien encounter, which holds that top spot without dispute, but I did want to cover a ride that was a little bit different and more obscure, which hopefully made for an interesting video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, you can do me a favor by hitting the like button, and if you have not yet subscribed and hit the bell notification yet either, you can do so now to get notified videos as they release.
But we didn't want to just bail out in the middle, so thank you. See you in the next one. Please like and subscribe.